Today's video is all about scavs within Escape from Tarkov and why you should make the most of using your player scav every 10 minutes that it becomes available. The reason of this video is because I have decided that I need to make the most of my scav raids a lot more now, due to the fact that I go through phases where even me being an experienced player, I don't bother touching the scav at all. I just go in for PvP using my PMC all the time, and this is a mistake. The first reason, of course, is a scav is basically allowing you to go into a raid with a free set of gear. You do not have a choice of losing any of this. It's literally you get given it, and if you get out, you get to keep it. If you don't, then you technically lose nothing, because it's just a random gear set that gets generated every 10 minutes that you go onto your scav. Some scavs can be using a shitty TOS, and other scavs they could be using a Belgian FAL. So you really get a variation. Scavs used to be really crap. They went for a stage of having nothing but shit weapons, but now they're coming in with helmets and body armors and even ADARs with sights on top and stuff like that. And an ADAR is a single shot 5.56 and bloody incredible. If you're a newer player as well, the scavs also allow you to learn the map without really having too much PvP action in a live raid. Now the reason why I'd say use the live raid to learn the maps rather than just going offline is because you're able to get a grips of where players will be around the map, where PvP has happened. You can tell that by the trails of dead bodies, and scavs actually can spawn in about like 50 minutes left of a raid. So if a raid is an hour long, you can spawn in like 48 minutes left, so there will still be players for you to kill. So you're able to find out where the players most likely roam on different maps. You'll also be able to see the spawn locations for items a lot easier, because the item generation in live raid is a bit different from my experience in offline raids. You're also not going to be affected by the AI scavs. They are friendly to you until you kill another scav in the vicinity. Also, player scavs are a thing though, so player scavs might just come up to you and pop you in the face. There's no mercy. There may be every now and then you might get a wiggler, and then you can wiggle back and be friends, but most of the time they're going to come up and kill you for your shitty little TOS that you're carrying around. Nowadays in later patches also, scavs are spawning with better and better gear. Like I said earlier, you might get a scav with a really good gun or some decent body armor, but not only that, your scavs spawn with medical items about 90% of the time. You might not have a full first aid kit, AI2, painkillers, morphines, the works, but you will have something. You may have painkillers, you may have AI2 and a bandage. It varies, but 90% of your player scavs will have medical item of some sort. And that's going to come in handy, because if you come into a combat with someone and you're lucky enough to survive and you've got all this cool gear, you aren't going to bleed out later when you're walking to extract, because you haven't got anything to patch yourself up or any AI2s to keep your blood levels up. Scav raids are also 100% live raids, so you will encounter PMCs in your travels if you get lucky, and they can be high geared. So another perk is if you've got an SKS or something to penetrate face shields or decent armor, you could be walking out with forts, fast MTs, you name it, that could be yours. You may not even need to come into combat for this. You can find a dead body on the floor, or maybe someone's too full up to take the rest of that gear. You can just take it yourself. Mate, it's just left on the floor, no one else has took it, it's yours, you just pick it up and run away. Of course, if you don't want to fight at all, you can go into factory if you've got a nice gear set and run to the extract, just run away. And then you get a run through, but your scavs have a completely different leveling tree and survival rate tree and all that sort of stuff, so it doesn't really affect your normal PMC stats. So you can just run to the extract straight away if you've got, say, a Belgian FAL or a decent set of body armor, or anything really if you need the cash. Admittedly, it's a bit of a pussy way to play, but if you want a easy gear set without having to do anything, just go and run your scav quickly and get the hell out of there. One thing also is with scavs, I did this myself when I first started playing, you get to learn a lot of different sorts of weapons and how they work within the game by using a scav, say with an MP153, an MP133. You can see the difference between those two shotguns, and there is a big difference. The fire rate will be different and everything like that. Also pistols as well, the amount of scavs you get with pistols is going to be insane. You can get scavs with PMs, grutches, everything, and they all act in a completely different way, and you'll notice that when you start using your scav more and more often. So using your scav is able to give you a good representation on what the weapons will be like in a live raid, just in case you want to do a budget run and you're going to be like, oh, I can only afford a pistol, but what pistol should I take? Well, straight after wipe you get given a bunch of pistols in your stash anyway, and you can use the scav and be like, oh, I've used the scav with a grutch and a PM a few times now. Well, I've got a few pistols left over. What one should I use if I want to survive more, you know? And you get a feel of what weapons you feel more comfortable with, because even now when I play, there are weapons that I just don't want to touch. Another thing I use scavs for a lot is to actually grab some items that I may need for a later quest, like CPU fans or things like that. I can go into interchange as a scav that maybe has a tea bag or a duffel bag and just get as much shit as I can grab and get out. Try and avoid combat and then just scavenge. Do what scavs are meant to do and scavenge for the items that your PMC will need for later quests. Guys, the reason I made this video is because I need to learn it myself more, get it ingrained in my head that scavs are a good thing to use and you should take advantage of the free gear set that you get every 10-minute reset. It used to be 20 minutes, now it's 10. Take advantage of that, seriously. And if you are a more experienced player and you know more things that you could sort of, both sides of the coin really, say I like scavs because of this or I don't like scavs because of this, then put it down below in the comments. Let the newer players see your comment and then sort of have a discussion. This video was definitely more of a discussion than a gameplay sort of thing, and I hope you guys do appreciate that. Now I will be doing a lot of these. I do stuff like this every now and then anyway, as you guys may know if you've been here before, but if you are new, come into the description, go check out the Twitch, go check out the Twitter, the link to join my Discord will be in the description also. I love you all, thank you so much for being here, you're great. Good night, sweet dreams, kisses, you beautiful, beautiful men and women of the 21st century who are strong and independent.